My water has come to a boil. To make a delicious tiramisu, let's go through the ingredients you'll need. You'll need a package of ladyfingers. You're going to need some espresso coffee. Sugar, this is a half a cup. Now, I will be making my own mascarpone cheese, but if you are able to get mascarpone cheese, you're going to need 8 ounces. Vanilla extract, a quality sweet Marsala wine, 4 egg yolks, room temperature, a spring farm pan. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Today is the, let me back. That's some hot water. Today, it's all about prepping for my daughter's birthday party here at the house tomorrow evening. And I didn't think about doing a video, honestly, but I thought, you know what? I'm fixing to make her favorite dessert. It's part of her gift. I'm making a tiramisu. Now, my tiramisu, let me state, I don't buy mascarpone cheese. It's way out of my budget. But I have been able to perfect it to where you really are not going to tell the difference by using staple ingredients that I keep in the house. Cream cheese. This is not whipped. I don't recommend the whipped, but you can do it in the block or you can do it in the container. I have the container because I had a coupon. I keep sour cream in the house. It's a staple. I also keep heavy whipping cream and a little bit of vanilla extract. So what I've got to do right now is get our espresso coffee going. So in the description, I'll have the recipe, but I'm gonna put in 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese, or you can use my imitation recipe, and nobody knows the difference. So while I get me a cup of coffee, we got to get the espresso coffee mixed and setting to the side. Now, this is labor intense medium, okay? But it's not hard. And I take an extra few steps because I like the presentation in a spring form pan. You can do this in a trifle, but I just think the presentation in a spring form pan is much prettier. Now, what you're going to notice here is I don't have the bottom. I mean, I have a bottom, but I don't like to use the bottom because when I'm ready to serve it, I don't want that rim showing. So I just have a little liner in there of parchment paper, and it's sitting actually on the bottom of a cake stand, okay? Of course, now this will come off, and then the presentation will be the tiramisu. But you can leave the bottom on. That's not a big deal. I'm just trying to dress it up. So, since there's quite a few steps, 3 steps to making this, let's get the espresso going, get it set aside, and then make our homemade mascarpone cheese. You don't have to watch this step if you want to go buy mascarpone cheese and just exchange for the homemade version to the store-bought. If y'all hear a noise in the background, I've got my sweet tea going on the stove. I got so much going on. But in this measuring cup, I have 6 cups of boiling water. I'm going to add 6 teaspoons of instant espresso. Now you can use whatever espresso you want, but I bake a lot and I do use espresso. Now I've got a half a cup of sugar. I'm only going to use 1/4. That means half of this. The other half is going to go into our custard. That's about half. And we're going to get it well and combined. Get that sugar dissolved. The espresso coffee dissolved. And we're going to set this over to the side because everything that has heat to it is going to have to cool down. This is the step that you can skip if you're going to use mascarpone cheese. I'm going to use half of this container. This is a 16-ounce container. All I need is 8 ounces. To this, we're going to add 1/8 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. 1/8 of a cup of sour cream. And what this does, the heavy cream and the sour cream takes away the tartness of your cream cheese, because mascarpone cheese does not have a tartness. If you was just to use cream cheese, it wouldn't give the tiramisu its proper flavor. It would have a little tang to it. Maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla, because we definitely want to cream this together. And guys, like I said, unless you're a mascarpone cheese expert, this pulls it off. So I'm just going to get this creamed. And that's what we want. Now we'll come back to this mixer again because we got to make our heavy whipping cream. And no, don't substitute for Cool Whip. It is perfect. Using the same mixing bowl, because it's not going to matter, we're going to be folding ingredients in. I just added 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And you guys know how to do this, but we have got to get this frothy, not to butter, but to the consistency of heavy whipping cream like a Cool Whip. Look at that, y'all. Our heavy whipping cream is done. So far, y'all still with me? You gotta stay with me. It's little steps. Like I said, some people call it labor intense. I don't. Because guys, this is decadent. And I only do this for my daughter's birthday. And you know, that's just wrong. I should do this kind of often. What? I might make one moving towards Christmas. It's one of our favorites, but it always, when you think of tiramisu, you think of my daughter's birthday. But now we got to get our custard going. In Italian, Sicilian, it's called zambole, something like that. I call it custard, but I do believe it's pronounced Zabaglione. Yeah, don't check me on that. Y'all, you know I struggle with just English words. If you don't have Marsala wine, make sure it's the sweet. I don't know what you could substitute, but we make Marsala chicken a lot, capers. So this is kind of like another staple in the house. But you really, if you want to get to a true tiramisu, you need a good Marsala sweet wine. Now, I can tell you this bottle is $13. This will last almost a year. So, you know, with the holidays here, you may decide you want to, you know, make a couple of these. Give them as gifts. I mean, your lady fingers, you can get larger bags. I think this is going to do us fine. It's $2.50, you know. And like I said, if you can get mascarpone cheese, fine. That's the original recipe. But I'm not going to pay the price that they have for it here in my area. But we got to make the custard, the zambole. It's a custard, right? In Lippy's words, it's a custard. And I don't have a double boiler, but I got a pot of water on the stove. This is going to be my double boiler. But we got to get 4 egg yolks, room temperature. That's the first thing we got to do. Y'all see what I'm using? I've had this thing since I was 18 years old, 19 years old. It came from Tupperware. And I do use it still today to separate my eggs. Because all of my cooking is today. Tomorrow will be the potato salad. the rice, and that's it. And tidying up the house. So today is the long day of, you know, cooking. The crawfish etouffee is going to be better tomorrow. The pot of vegetable soup that's cooking, it's better tomorrow. The tiramisu has to sit overnight. Has to before we remove the spring. And then I'm just going to dust mine with cocoa. Okay? You don't have to, but it just gives a great presentation. I'll try to put a picture in the community post. But we're not, once we finish getting it together, it's got to go into the icebox. So let me get my egg yolks done. 4 egg yolks. Here's our 4 egg yolks. 1/4 cup of sugar. 1/2 cup Marsala wine. And we're going to get this well and combined, and let's go to the stove. I'm sitting on a medium to high heat. My water has not come up to boil, which is what I want. And this is where you just got to have patience. And I'm going to steadily stir until it becomes a custard. It's going to take about 10 minutes. Now, if you had a double boiler, you'd still do the same thing. And I do not let the bottom of my top touch the water. It's about 1.5 to 2 inches before touching the water. I can smell that Marsala wine. It's not pungent. It does have a sweetness, but the alcohol in here will cook out, guys. But it's starting to get foamy, and that's what you want. We know that the alcohol is starting to come out, and we're starting to get a little feel of a custard, but we are far from where we need to be. I'm about 4 minutes in. Can y'all see? See how it's starting to try to make a line? But we are not there yet. But we're getting there. It takes a good 10 minutes. Okay, I wanted to show y'all. Do you see how it's starting to get that custard? We're at 5.5 minutes. We are almost there. I grabbed a dark silicone spatula so I could show you the consistency with the color. See how I can pull it away, but it's still, watch, it still kind of wants to slowly stream down. So we know we're not there, but we're like a minute from being there. We're perfect. I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to get this well and combined. Now we have to let this cool about 10 minutes before we add our mascarpone cheese. Okay? But we're substituting. But we got to let this cool before we fold it in, because at this point it's all about folding. So we got to let this cool. Gives me time to make my tea, get some potatoes cut up to put into the vegetable soup. About 10 minutes. Just let it rest. And there's going to be, throughout, things resting, as in our espresso coffee. So everything's got to be kind of cool at room temperature before we start assembling all of this. Guys, this is worth it. Let's see, we did baklava 2 weeks ago for my daughter. Now the icing on the cake is her tiramisu. And she's worth every bit of this labor. But get your pen and paper. This is one you need to make. We finally made it to where everything is cool. The espresso coffee, cool. Our custard, cool. And yes, I did taste crazy good. So, it's time to drop the camera because we got to start assembling. In goes our homemade mascarpone cheese. And remember, this is where you can skip the homemade and just get 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese. I want all this goodness off because we've got to fold this in. And gently fold because you want to keep the air to it. And it'll all come together. I know it sounds crazy because we're going to fold it in here with the heavy whipping cream that we made. But I have tried just putting it all together all at one time, and it does not work. I don't know the reasoning behind it, the science behind it. But guys, this is so relaxing and very rewarding, because I know tiramisu can be intimidating, just the word. And I have seen shortcuts, and they seem to be fine. But I like to take that extra step and with good quality ingredients and try to master a true Italian Sicilian tiramisu. Can y'all see down in here? I hope my light's good. We are there. Now, we dump it into the heavy whipping cream and we fold it all together. And we just repeat what we just did. We just fold them all together. I am happy with that. Now the fun part. I'm gonna do a couple, that way I can get everything in the camera. Let's see. Let's move the espresso here. Let's see. Move this here. And make sure your springform pan is in locked position, not unlocked. Okay. Make sure it's even. It is. And you can see, I'll start on this side. All right. I've got my cookies here. This is where we're going to cut them in half. And this is why, because we're going to actually line them around the rim. So I'm going to get quite a few cut in half. And let me show you. You're going to have a sugary cinnamon topping and then a blank. The blank is what's going to go beside your springform pan. And I know it's going to take quite a few to go all the way around. And try to get them even. Y'all are going to see that mine sometimes ain't quite even. And you see, I'm not pressing too hard with my knife. I'm just kind of gliding it because I don't want them to crumble. What you don't want to do is let your lady fingers sit in the espresso too long. So I just go in and dunk. Put the flat side down just like that. Dunk. Because you don't want them soggy. And I mean quick dunks. Okay, there we have it. I had to take one out of the other package. And don't throw this away. That would make great, like, coffee, a cold coffee. And that's what I'm going to do with that. Okay, now we have got to make a bottom. And I lightly dunk the big ones. I don't know why I moved it out of the way because I wasn't done yet. And I'm trying to stay even. And this is what I want to show you. I should have grabbed 2 packages. I thought that was a large package because I like to do a layer, come back again with lady fingers, and then finish the layer. So you have 2 layers, but I don't have enough lady fingers. So we're just going to have just a solid layer of the cream, which will be fine. Y'all see what I'm doing? Let's slide that one down. Put that one there. Because you're trying to get a crust. Let's see. I might can put one here. I wonder if I can tuck it in. Oh, yeah. I'll be able to mash it down. Perfect. We got one more piece. Watch this. Let's see. I'm going to cut this one in half. really wanted more to this side. Let's see how I can do this. Oh yeah, I think I can fill it in like that. Because remember, that filling's going to cover it all up. You're not going to see it. But you do want every bite to be, you know, with a crust. All right. I'm happy with that because it's all the cookies we have. Now, it's time to put our filling in. This is where I would do half the filling, come back again, layering it at the bottom, not the sides, then finish it off. Instead, we're going to have to put it all in here. And I will be using an offset spatula to spread it out evenly. I like to go around the sides because it's like a glue. All right, let's get it kind of moving in our direction. This is when you need a lazy Susan. But hey, this cake stand seems to be working good. Because you want to get it out to the sides of those lady fingers, because it'll hold its shape when we take the springform pan off. I can't move it now, so it looks pretty even. I may not need an offset spatula, guys. It's doing pretty good with this silicone spatula. Now, I do want a smooth finish, so I am going to use a flat butter knife. Make sure I get everything. Okay. And I think this is what I use. And I always bend it. I don't use this to serve butter with. This is what I call my offset spatula. Because I do want it smooth. So in the morning, I can sprinkle with a sifter some cocoa powder. But you don't want to do that right now because it would just soak in and not have that beautiful finished look. And I am happy with this. Okay, now we have to cover it with foil. I'm gonna set a dinner plate, weight it to help it not move into the icebox refrigerator till tomorrow. It is 1:30 in the afternoon. I won't dust it till about 9 o'clock in the morning, okay? And all I'm going to do is put some good cocoa in a sifter, and I'm just going to lightly tap. But the end results, when I remove the springform pan, I will take a picture with the dusting of the cocoa, and I'll put it to the community page so y'all can see. But if you can get double amount of the lady fingers, do that bottom layer, come back with a filling, do another one, because the presentation when you cut into it is amazing. So, but we didn't have enough. And the proper proportion, I can't talk, is those lady fingers that we cut in half, cut down each side of 2. 2 is the perfect wedge for one person, the perfect wedge. So just keep that in mind. If you're trying to figure it out, you know, to spread it out, it's 2 of those little sides. Perfect proportion, because this is rich and decadent. So there you have it. Into the icebox. I got to clean all this up. I got to start on some etouffee. So I hope that you try this holiday season that's upon us. I will probably make another one. But with this leftover, I'm fixing to juice this up, get it into the ice box. It's already got sugar in it, I'm probably going to put a little bit of cinnamon, maybe some nutmeg, and have some iced coffee over the next couple of days. I think that's going to be a good treat. So, as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I will see y'all, I don't know when, on the next one.